Welcome back dear student and Jai Swaminarayan. Today I will start your new chapter of physics, chapter number 12, sound. Dear student, in this chapter we will discuss about what do you mean by the sound. What is sound? How the sound is produced? How we can hear the different types of the sound, right? How the sound is produced, how the sound is propagating through the different medium, how the sound wave is traveling through the different medium, what are the characteristics of the sound wave, right? That is the frequency of the sound wave, periodic time of the sound wave, speed of the sound wave in a different medium. Then also we will discuss about the reflection of the sound wave, that are echoes of the sound wave, that all the thing we will discuss in this video. So dear student, let us start with the first point. What is sound? What do you mean by the sound wave? Like see this picture, source of the sound. That is what are the sources of the sound? So anything that vibrate, right, it produce the sound. In our normal daily life we know that if the two bodies are colliding with each other, or when the two bodies are vibrating with each other, the sound wave is produced like this. When we consider that this type of the drum, when the drum skin vibrate and makes the air around the drum vibrate, so when the drum skin vibrates, it makes the air around the drum vibrate. This vibrating air spread away from the source. This is the sound wave. The vibrating air spread away step by step in a air, and this is the sound wave. Finally, your ear pick up the sound wave and your brain translate the sound. So dear student, how the sound is produced? The sound is produced by vibrating some things, right? So sound is nothing but a sound is a form of the energy which produce a sensation of the hearing in our ears, right? So like a light wave, light wave which produce the sensation in our eyes. Similarly, sound is the form of the energy which produce a sensation of hearing in our ears, right? The drum screen vibrate. Due to this, the air near to the drum screen vibrate with the vibration of the drum skin, and this vibrating air spread away from the source, that is the sound wave, and finally your ear picks up the vibrating air, or your ear picks up the sound wave, and your brain translate the sound, right? So sound is nothing but a form of the energy which produce a sensation of hearing in our ears, right? Now how the sound wave is produced? So one common thing is that by vibrating here, in this case the vibrating a drum screen, the sound wave is produced. So due to the vibration, the sound wave is produced. So to understand how the sound wave is produced, production of the sound wave, let us consider the two activities, right? Let us understand the production of the sound wave with the help of the activity. So here we take the two activities, activity 12.1 and activity 12.2, to understand how the sound wave is produced. What are production of the sound? So in the activity 12.1 given in the textbook also, take a tuning fork, right, and set it vibrating by striking its prong on the rubber pad, right? So take a tuning fork like this type of the fork is called the tuning fork, and when we strike this tuning fork with the rubber band, with the rubber pad, it vibrates, right? So take this tuning fork and set it vibrating by striking its prong on a rubber pad. Bring it near your ears, right? Do you heard any type of the sound? So when the tuning fork is set vibrating by striking a prong with the rubber pad, So when we take this type of the tuning fork and strike with the rubber pad and take near to our ears, we can hear some amount of the sound. So here when we take a vibrating tuning fork to near our ears, we can hear a sound, right? Now touch one of the prong of the vibrating tuning fork with your fingers and share your experience with your friends. So when we touch one prong of the tuning fork, right, we can experience the vibration of the tuning fork, right? Prongs of the tuning fork. Now, suspend a table tennis ball or a small plastic ball by a thread from a support. Take a big needle and a thread, put a knot at the one end of the thread, and then with the help of the needle, pass the thread through the ball. Now touch the ball gently with the prong of the vibrating tuning fork. So if you touch the vibrating tuning fork to the ball will ripple, ball will oscillate with the some vibration. So vibration occurs in the ball. So observe what happened and discuss with your friend. So here when we take the tuning fork and strike with the rubber pad, its a prong is vibrating, and this vibrating tuning fork which touch with the ball will vibrating in the direction of the vibration of tuning fork, right? So understand, so vibration of the prongs of the tuning fork produce a sound, right? So to produce a sound, vibration is necessary. Now let us take the another activity, activity 12.2. Fill water in a beaker or a glass up to the brim. Gently touch the water surface with the one of the prongs of the vibrating tuning fork. So take this type of the tuning fork, right, and strike with the rubber pad, it's a vibrating. And this vibrating tuning fork, touch this vibrating tuning fork to the water surface, right, as shown in this figure. So take in this figure, take a glass of water, right, take a tuning fork, and when we strike the tuning fork with the rubber pad and touch gently with the water surface, right, you experience that the vibration of the tuning fork occurring in the water surface, right? Next one is that, next dip the prongs of the vibrating tuning fork in the water as shown in the figure 2. So consider this type of the figure and take this vibrating tuning fork, prongs of the vibrating tuning forks in a downward. So it will vibrating in the direction. So due to the vibration of the tuning prongs of the tuning fork, the water particles also vibrate in the direction of the tuning fork, and this are the experience, and due to this we can say from these two activity we can say that so vibration or in the prongs of the tuning fork produces the sound. So dear student, understand from these two activity we can understand that the vibration of the object produces a sound wave. So how the sound wave is produced? The sound is produced due to the vibration of the object. We can also produce the sound by plunking, scratching, rubbing, blowing, or shaking a different objects, right? We can also produce a sound by plunking a object, scratching, rubbing, blowing, and shaking the different objects with each other. So dear student, the important is that the sound is produced due to the vibration of objects, right? We can also produce the sound by plunking, scratching, rubbing, blowing, or shaking a different objects. So vibration in the object is the rapid to and fro motion of an object. So here, what do you mean by the vibration? The vibration of the object is a rapidly repeating to and fro motion of the object. So let us consider this type of the tuning fork. right? When we strike this tuning fork with the rubber band, it's a prong of the tuning fork moves a to and fro motion. So vibration, that is a rapid repeatedly motion to and fro motion of an object. For example, the sound of the human voice is produced due to the vibration of the vocal cord. The vocal cord, due to the vibration of the vocal cords, the sound of the human voice is produced. Similarly, a stretched rubber band, when plunked, vibrates the and produce the sound. Stretch rubber band, when plunked and vibrate and produce a sound, right? So let us see the activity. Strike the prongs of the tuning fork on the rubber pad and bring it near the ears. We can hear a sound. Due to this, we can say that the vibration of the prongs of the tuning fork produce the sound. We can, if a suspended table tennis ball is touched with the vibrating prong, the ball is pushed away repeatedly, right? So, as in the previous activity, we already discussed, when the vibrating tuning fork is touched near to the tennis ball is pushed away repeatedly, right? So this shows that the prong is vibrating and vibrating object produce a sound. So from this activity, we can say that a vibration of object produces a sound. So dear student, understand how the sound is produced. After the production of the sound, let us see that how the sound wave is travel in the different medium, how the propagation of the sound occurs in the different medium. So let us see that the propagation of the sound. The sound produced by the vibrating object travels through a medium to the listener. The medium can be solid, liquid or gas. So sound can travel in all the three medium: solid, liquid and gas, right? So the sound produced by the vibrating object travel in all the medium. The medium may be a solid, the medium may be a liquid, medium may be a gas. So sound wave can travel in all the three medium: solid, liquid and gas. So when an object vibrates, the particles around the object, the particles of the medium around the object vibrates, right? So when the object vibrates, the particles of the medium around the object vibrates, and the particle in contact with the vibrating object is first displaced from its equilibrium position. So first, when the object vibrates, the particles of the object around the medium is vibrate, right? And the particle in the contact with the vibrating object is first displaced from its equilibrium position. It then exerts a force on the adjacent particle, and the adjacent particle is displaced from its position of the rest, right? So when the vibrating object vibrates, first the particles in a contact with the vibrating object is displaced from its equilibrium position, right? These vibrating particles are exert the force on the adjacent particle. The adjacent particle is displaced from its original position or its rest position. After displacing the adjacent particle, the first particle come back to the original position, and this process repeat in the medium till the sound reaches the ear, right? So this process is repeated. When the vibrating object vibrates, the particles near to the in a contact with the object vibrates according to the frequency of the vibration, right? So first, the particles of the medium in a contact with the vibrating object displaced from its equilibrium position. These vibrating particles exert the force on the adjacent particle, so the adjacent particles are displaced from its equilibrium position. This particle vibrates the nearer adjacent particles, it vibrates. So when the particle, after displacing, after vibrating the adjacent particle, the first particle come back to the original position, and then another particles of the medium is vibrating one by one, and this process repeat in the medium till the sound reaches to the ear, right? So here we can say that the disturbance produced by the vibrating object travels through a medium, but the particles do not move forward themselves. So here we can say that the disturbance, when the vibrating object produces the vibration, the particles near to the vibrating object is vibrating, and this effect of the vibration is traveling through the medium. Here the particle do not move actually, right? So here the particles do not move actually, but the disturbance produced by the vibrating body travels through the medium. So dear student, sound is a one type of the wave. What is the wave? A wave is the disturbance which moves through a medium by the vibration of the particles of the medium. So the sound is considered as a wave, right? So how the sound is propagated? So when the vibrating object vibrates, the particles are in a contact with the vibrating object is first vibrating among their equilibrium position. This vibrating object exert the force on the adjacent particles, so the adjacent particles are vibrating among its equilibrium position. These vibrating particles exert the force on the another adjacent particles. So this way the sound wave is traveling through the medium. So this process repeat in the medium till the sound reaches to the ear. So here by the vibrating object the disturbance is produced in the medium, and due to this disturbance the particles of the medium is vibrating among its mid position, right? So here the particles do not actually move from the one place to the another place, but the disturbance produced at the one point is traveling through the medium, right? So the effect of this disturbance occurs in the medium, and the sound wave is traveling in the medium. So wave is the disturbance which moves through a medium by the vibration of the particles of the medium. So we can say that the sound is considered as a wave. So since the sound wave are produced due to the vibration of the particles of the medium, the sound wave are called the mechanical waves. So what do you mean by the mechanical wave? So in the to travel a sound wave, we requires the medium. So the wave which require to medium to propagate is called the mechanical wave. So here the sound wave are produced by the vibrating particles, right? The sound wave produced by the vibrating object is require a medium to travel, and the wave which require to medium to travel is called the mechanical wave. So we can say that the sound wave are a mechanical wave. So since the sound wave are produced due to the vibration of the particles of the medium, sound wave are called the mechanical waves. So sound wave are a mechanic. The particles, the wave which do not require the medium to travel is called the non-mechanical wave. Like a light wave. Light wave do not require a medium to travel from one place to the another place, but the sound wave are require a medium to travel from the one place to the another place. So sound wave is a mechanical wave. So here the to travel a sound, human sound, we require the air medium. Sound wave cannot travel in a vacuum, right? So dear student, let us see that the propagation of the sound through a air, right? So air is the most common medium through which the sound wave is traveled. So when the vibrating object moves forward, it pushes and compresses the air in front of it, forming a region of the high pressure called the compression. So if we considering a example of the tuning fork, when the tuning fork is vibrate, right, the air near to the tuning fork is compressed, it pushes and it compress in the front of the prongs of the tuning fork, and it creates the high pressure. So this region is called the compression C, right? The compression moves away from the vibrating object. Now when the vibrating object moves backward, it forms the region of the low pressure called the rarefaction, right? So when the vibrating object moves forward, it creates the pressure on the air, right? So it creates the region of the high pressure, and this high pressure region is called the compression, right? So when the vibrating object moves backward, it forms a region of the low pressure or a less density. This region is called the rarefaction. So after that, the tuning fork or vibrating object moves forward, then again it creates the compression. After that, when the tuning fork moves the backward direction, it creates the rarefaction, and as this, due to the compression and the rarefaction, the sound wave are traveling through the medium, right? So what do you mean by the compression and the rarefaction? Understand? So when the vibrating object moves forward, it pushes and compresses the air in front of it. Due to this, it forms the region of the high pressure, and this region is called the compression, like this, right? Now when the vibrating object moves backward, it forms the region of the low pressure, that is called the rarefaction. So as the object moves to and fro repeatedly, right, it produces a series of the compression and the rarefaction in the air, which makes the sound wave to propagate in the air, right? So the due to the motion of the rapid motion of the to and fro motion of the object, it produces the series of the compression, like first it produces the compression, then it produces the rarefaction, then it produces the compression, then it produces the rarefaction. So repeatedly it produces the compression and rarefaction, and the sound wave is propagated in a air. So understand, a series of compression and rarefaction in the air, which makes the sound wave to propagate in the air. So let us see, a vibrating object produces a series of compression and rarefaction. So consider the tuning fork, which do not vibrate in a rest condition. The air is a stationary like this. The particles of the air is like this. So when the tuning fork vibrates the in the forward direction, right, it compresses the air near to the tuning fork. So it produces a compression, right? And when the tuning fork is in the backward direction, when the vibrating object moves in a backward direction, it produces the rarefaction. So at that time, the compression is moving forward direction, right? So after that, again repeatedly, when the tuning fork moves in the forward direction, compression is produced. So the compression and rarefaction is moving in the forward direction. So at that time, after some time, the compression, rarefaction, compression, rarefaction, compression, rarefaction is produced. The distance between the two compression or two rarefaction is called the wavelength. That we will see later on in this chapter. So dear student, understand how the compression and the rarefaction is produced. When the vibrating object moves forward direction, it compresses the air in a contact with the vibrating object, and it produces the compression, right? When the vibrating object moves in the backward direction, it produces the low pressure region, that is called the rarefaction. After that, it again moves in the forward direction, produce the compression. Again it moves in the backward direction, it produces the rarefaction, and due to this the sound wave is traveling in a air. So sound wave require a medium to travel, right? Either it is a solid medium, liquid medium, or a gas medium, right? So sound needs a medium to travel. Let us prove this. Sound is a mechanical wave and it needs a medium for the propagation. Sound travel through a solid, liquid and gaseous, all the three medium we know that, but sound do not travel in a vacuum. So in a vacuum, in a space, sound wave do not travel. So let us take a one activity to understand that the sound wave needs a medium to travel to propagate, right? So sound wave needs a medium for the propagation activity. Consider a suspend an electric bell in an airtight bell jar. So take this type of the bell jar and move the bell jar with the, or attach a cork with the bell jar, so it is a air, it becomes the airtight. So suspend an electronic bell in a airtight bell jar. Now connect the jar to a vacuum pump, right? Connect a jar to the vacuum pump to move air from the jar, right? So attach a cork to the air jar so that the air cannot move outside, or outside air cannot enter into the jar, right? So now if the switch is pressed, we can hear the sound of the bell, right? So initially the air is present in the jar, so we can, if we press the switch, we can hear the sound of the bell. Now if the air is pumped out through the vacuum pump, so from the vacuum pump we can take the air out from the jar, and after that if you press the switch, we cannot hear the sound of the bell. See, this so that the sound needs a medium to travel, and sound cannot travel in a vacuum, right? So first take a jar, in the jar the air is present, so if we press the switch, right, we can hear the sound of the electronic bell. Now if you take out the air from the vacuum pump, right, from the jar, right, so there is vacuum in the jar, and then we press the switch, so we cannot hear the sound. So this shows that the sound needs a medium to travel. Sound do not travel in a vacuum. So now, dear student, next property of the sound wave is a sound wave are a longitudinal wave. Longitudinal wave, sound propagates in a medium as a series of the compression and the rarefaction, right? So compression is a region in which the air particles are very close to each other, right? It creates the very high pressure. So in this wave, the particle move back and forth parallel to the direction of the propagation of the disturbance, and such a wave are called the longitudinal wave. So when the particles of the wave moves back and forth parallel to the direction of the propagation of disturbance, such a wave called are the longitudinal wave. So sound wave are a longitudinal wave. So in the sound wave, the particles move back and forth parallel to the direction of the propagation of the disturbance. Such a wave are called the longitudinal wave. Another kind of the waves are called the transfer wave. When the particles oscillate up and down perpendicular to the direction of the propagation of the disturbance. So when the particles of the media is propagate in the direction parallel to the direction of the propagation, the waves are called the longitudinal wave. And when the particles of the wave oscillate perpendicular to the direction of the propagation, the wave are called the transverse wave. So here in the sound wave, the particles of the air is oscillate in the direction of the propagation of the disturbance. So the sound wave are called the longitudinal wave, right? Understand? Let us see the activity. Stretch a slinky and push and pull it alternately at the one end. If you mark a dot on the slinky, the dot moves back and forth parallel to the direction of the propagation of the disturbance, right? So if you consider this type of the slinky, right? So when a slinky is stretched, the individual coil assume an equilibrium or a rest position. When the when the first coil of the slinky is repeatedly vibrate back and forth, the disturbance is created which travels through the slinky from one end to the another end. So here the particles of the medium is propagated in the direction of the propagation, right? So this type of the waves are called the longitudinal wave. Same way we consider in the case of the tuning fork. So when the tuning fork is at a rest, the particles of the air medium is a rest. So when the tuning fork is vibrating, when the prongs of the tuning fork moves in the forward direction, the air near to the fork is very close to each other. It creates the high pressure, so it creates the compression. So this region is called the compression. When the tuning fork is moved in the backward direction, it creates the low pressure. This region is called the condenser. So here the particles of the air is oscillate in the direction of the propagation of the disturbance. So the sound wave are called the longitudinal wave. So dear student, understand, sound wave are called the mechanical wave, sound wave are a longitudinal wave. Other characteristics of the sound wave we will discuss in the next video. Thank you very much for watching my video.